Good morning, everybody. It is 34 degrees here in Lehigh, Utah. That's 1 degree Celsius, and we're going up to a high of only 49 degrees, 9 degrees Celsius. I guess we got our cold weather coming to us now. We haven't had any snow, but it has been really, really cold the last few days. So if we do have any inclement weather, it will definitely be snow. And it is November 18th, and I'm the Highway Stitcher, here to give you my stitching from the highway and at home. At home this week, catching up, and then these videos will be a little bit shorter with my whips and my haul and plans. So anyway, I'm glad to be here with you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I really appreciate it. You guys are also wonderful, and love your comments. Thank you so much for your sweet comments and also your interesting observations on things. So it's been it's always fun to read them. I'm thinking I have a little bit of housekeeping, and also I'm going to do a couple giveaways first, get those out of the way, and then I'll move on to my whips. And the housekeeping, one of them is I've been having some issues again with my tablet, and as far as editing it with my editing program, I don't have a problem uploading it if I just upload it to YouTube itself. But when I do that, I can't add music or pictures or anything else to it. So I just want to tell you ahead of time to just be prepared if you see a video from me that if it's just the video itself, it means that I was having issues with the editing program again, and the storage issues, which is the weirdest thing. My son told me, you know, I have no storage issues at all, and I knew I didn't. And so it's something to do with this program. And we updated the program, and it worked really good for a while. We purged the whole system, updated the program. Everything was good for about 2 or 3 months, but now it's starting to act really wonky again. So he told me, he said, you don't really have much other choices. You either have to get a new program and learn a new editing program, which I'm not looking forward to. And I don't get paid to learn techie stuff. I'll do it when I have to, but it's like, oh no. Either that or I have to get a new tablet. So either one, I'm not looking forward to. So we'll see what happens in these next few weeks. So anyway, that's one of the housekeeping things. And the other is, I guess I'll go to the giveaway. If I think about, I thought there was one other thing, but I can't remember it right now. So I will go on to the giveaways. Anyway, I'm going to have 2 this week, and I'm just going to have them for the week. So you're going to have to remember to, you know, type your comments and have them in there if you want these. The first one is going to be this Gold Collection kit, petite kit. It has the fabric and the floss and even a little little charm there. So it comes with everything. I mean, of course, you can sub out what you want, or you can use it. And it's really cute. I liked it. And but I decided that I have so many kits, and I'm trying to start working on some of them now. And so I decided I better give this one away. And I'm going to say the word for this is kitten. So in your comment, put kitten. Some people would put birds, but I'm going to trick you out a little bit here and make sure you watch the video. So put kitten in this one if you want the kit, the Gold Collection Petite Kit. And the other one is a total reverse for other people who like this kind of stuff. This is a Scarlet House pattern. It's called My Gift to Thee. It's another good one for Christmas. This will make a cute pillow for someone who would like to have it. And so I want you with this one to put gift in the comment if you're interested in this. So gift for this, kitten for this. So, and I'm going to pick it next week. So, or try to pick it next week. Actually, you know something, I'll pick it next week, but I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks at our other house in Washington, so it may not get shipped out right away. So, you know, just to let you guys know ahead of time, but I will be picking it next week. Okay, I'm going to move on to my whips, and if I remember what it was that I was supposed to remember, I will interject it when I remember it, because that's the only thing that works good for me. So otherwise, I'm going to forget it totally. Okay. My first piece is Temperature Topography, affectionately known as Temp Typo. This is Stitchy Mommy's temperature piece for 2021. I am stitching it on 32 count peanut with the 4-degree variation of the DMC colors. What I finished this time is the V and the E. And as you can see from the blue colors there, and the E's, we had colder temperatures the last few days, so we'll probably continue to keep moving towards that, I'm sure. As you look up at the top, January, February, March, you can see that like March has some colds and some like mediums and then some warmers. Well, with November, I think that's what we're going to be doing, and then reach up, and then pretty soon it's going to start looking like the February colors. I'm stitching this 2 over 2, 2 threads over 2, 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and I got 127 stitches on this one, which, you know, was just the V and the E. Okay, my next is the Sunday stitch that I do. If anybody wants to join, Amy of Amy Loves Toads and I are working on our hashtag Sunday Stocking Sal. And so we're working on Christmas stockings on Sunday. So if you are interested in joining us, please join us. And the one I'm working on is actually the same one that Amy's working on. It's called Enchanted Ornaments. And this time I got 301 stitches into it and worked on the leaves and the berries right up there. If you saw it last week, I had mostly gone up to about here. I had worked on all this blue and finished up a little bit of that. So it's fun because I was going to put in the back stitch to make it pop, but I didn't have the time. I only had time just to stitch all this area. But it does look like the berries anyway, even without the back stitch. So I think that's cool. So real pretty. I love this. I don't love blending the colors. I do not love getting them off the, undoing them and everything else. And I don't know. For some reason, these dimension kits are kind of a bear. But I sure do love what they end up showing. So, and how they end up turning out. And this is like a kit, of course. It's a 16 count Aida, light blue Aida with the floss already in the kit, and it's just like, since it's Aida, it's just like 2 threads over 1 block, 1 Aida block. So that's what I got done for that one on Sunday. Those holly berries are so pretty. Okay, I'm going to leave this one until a little bit later. Because it was more of a focus piece for this week. Okay, I'm going to move on to some Christmas pieces that I was working on. Last week when I was telling you my plans, I had said that there were 3 Christmas pieces that I wanted to really work on if I could, and then continue working on them. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that. I might not as well as I'm hoping because of other goals that I'm trying to also keep up till the end of the year. But anyway, a little bit of work on them is better than nothing, and it makes me feel for the first time, I generally don't stitch seasons like a lot of other people do. But this time I'm just all wrapped up in Christmas. I just want to, and been so fun on Sunday to stitch on the stocking. So I decided, no, I want to stitch on Christmas stuff every day, even if it's only like for 30 minutes or whatever, and just a little bit on one piece. So I did get a good start on all 3 of these Christmas pieces that were in my plans last week. And so the first one I'm going to show you is my Shepherd's Keeping watch. This was a birthday gift from Sarah Stitchy Mommy. Thank you again, Sarah. And I got a start on it. This is a Donna Gelsinger pattern, and it's the shepherds seeing the star over Bethlehem. Now, of course, as you can tell from this picture, it's just going to all be like dark blue colors. with maybe a little lighter blue showing up. So that you're not going to be seeing much of anything. But I'm going to show you what I got done. And let's see. I got 302 stitches. Dark blues mostly. This is going to be a big piece, 450 by 620 something, so I just folded up the fabric so you could see it. And there, that's what I got accomplished with my 301 stitches. I'm stitching this on a 25 count Zweigart based Lugana called Wedgwood, which I thought would be good for this because with the blues it'll look better in the background instead of the stark white 25 count. And so far I'm doing it without gridding because it's kind of easy because there's just a lot of the blocks of the same color. But pretty soon I'll start adding my gridding lines. Just pretty much 3 colors in that right now, I think. Maybe only 2. Can't remember. And this is, I decided to start getting out my needle minders, Christmas ones. This is Linus with the tree. So, and I would have to go through all my needle minders and put reminders of who they are from because I have no idea who any of my needle minders are from at all anymore. So, but if you see a cute needle minder store that has Linus with a tree, then it's probably the same one I got it from. So that's Shepherd's Keeping Watch. Okay, the next one that I got started and I was excited about was also a piece from a friend. And this is a birthday present from Brenda, Handwork Maniac, Up on the Housetop by Teresa Kogut, Creative Whims. I love this piece. I found the perfect fabric for it. I'm using Picture This Plus Twilight with the called for floss. So if I hold it back here, you can more see like the colors. Let me see something here. Because this is a very dark fabric, and it just doesn't show up as very dark in the picture, but it is. It really reminded me exactly of the fabric that they called for, which I believe was a Mystic. And anyway, I got the up on the with the stars on the side, so I get to start with the snowman pretty soon, which I'm excited about. So anyway, this is 28 count Picture This Plus Twilight, and I'm using the called for flosses, which is a combination of DMC and I believe Weeks. It's an overdyed. And I got 403 stitches in here. And it just was a pleasure to stitch. It was so much fun. And this, it just doesn't do it justice here at all. It's just beautiful in real life. And it's 2/2. Okay. And then my last Christmas piece, which has been fun, is a Brenda Gervais piece called Santa Stops Here. And this was our retreat piece for the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat, which has been renamed Farm Girl Gatherings. This came, she gave us this piece with a pattern, the kit fabric, and the floss, and a needle minder, which I have on there, and a floss holder, which is in the other room. So this one here, I think I am going to put the so you can kind of see. I worked on the house. I got 520 stitches done. And so as you can see, those are it's one of those houses which has the blocks and the coloring in between. And also the window. I just started the window. And I'm in that part right about there. Decided to start in the middle with a piece where I had a kit fabric. I love this piece. It's been so much fun to stitch on, and it's just really fun. And this fabric, oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. She really dyed this, coffee dyed this. It just really smells good. That's our little Santa needle minder that came with it. And we are stitching one floss thread over 2 linen threads on 36 count. Don't have the box with me. I'm not sure what kind of fabric this is. It might be an R&R, actually. I think it might be, but don't hold me to that. I'll tell you next week for sure. And just love this piece. This has been really lots of fun. Can't wait to work on it again. I don't want to stop this video because if I have issues with the editing program, like I was saying, if I stop it and start it again, YouTube will try to upload them as 2 separate things, which means I really can't stop the video. So I'm telling you that ahead of time because one of my patterns fell on the floor and I have to go get it. So please excuse me, I'll be right back. I generally pause and I just edit it, but I'm just so afraid that that editing program, it's not gonna upload, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to redo the video if I don't keep going on this video. So my 2 focus pieces this week, going back to WIPs. The first one was working on a zombie run, the daily 30 challenge for the year. And one of my zombie run pieces was Emerald City. And if you want to know more about zombie run, you can ask me the question below and I'll explain more of it to you. This is Emerald City by Alforce Designs. And I did 410 stitches this week. I would have liked to have done more because it's getting really fun. As you can see, we're getting up higher on the house. I mean, not the house, on the Emerald City, which is what I've been working on. And so it was just really getting fun. And I didn't make any frogging mistakes on it, so also I was enjoying it a lot. If you look closely here and then see the pattern itself, you can see it goes, the city goes up to a high point there. And then they've got the tops of the sides there. And that's what I would love to work on and finish. Well, what I did for my 400 stitches, which was all I needed for the challenge, was I did all of that section, filled in the green on that. I did all the roof there with the dark, and then all of that part coming out. Which will probably be all I can do because of other challenges and commitments, but Emerald City is taking shape. This is on hand dye by 32 count hand dye by Rolanda Fabrics. She has really pretty bright, colorful hand dyed fabrics, and she is on Etsy. And I'm using the DMC floss, not the Alforce. I didn't get the kit. I just got this as a free pattern a few years ago on Alforce site. So that is coming along. It's really fun. I have 2 more of my zombie run pieces, and then I'll be done for the month. So I'll be working on them maybe next week and the week after, or maybe I'll try to put 2 in a week. My other focus piece, of course, was that I mentioned I was planning on working on, is this crumpled up picture of a lace maker by Artisy. Artworks by Miles Burkett Foster, and this is the piece that I'm doing for a year challenge for Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group, and trying to get my 21,000 stitches in 2021. Perfect pattern for me being a lace maker. This one I did well in, but as you know, with full coverage, you always go, oh, what got done? First of all, I want to tell you that that picture there in the middle, this is what I mostly worked on. Okay, this top part was pretty well done. I filled in a lot here, and maybe you can start kind of seeing. People were wondering why it's all dark there, but if you kind of look at it and try to imagine 3D, this is actually a window that's open with the slats. This is the overhang of the window, and this is the inside of the house. So I'm not sure if you can kind of visualize that in your head, but that's what I've been working on as far as my stitches, because I want to get all the rest of this filled in, because this window that's open with the slats goes down to here. And so I kind of want to get it done, maybe, and try to get stuff filled around it, because then it'll pop out and I think you'll be able to really see it well. Right now it's still kind of hard to see, but it hit me more like a ton of bricks last week when I looked at it, because I go, oh, I can tell that that window covering is opening up. And I'll show you here on the piece. Colors are more vibrant than they are in a picture, but you can kind of see the window open there and the dark overhang. Just the only difference is that, of course, these are more vibrant colors. This is a color save mode on my printer, so it's not going to show up as dark, but you can see that slatted window that's opened and the recessed look of the looking into the house. So if you look again, maybe you can kind of tell that's starting to take shape. I did 1,000, where is it? I counted them up last night. 1,045 stitches. So I'm hoping I went from 15,000 something to 16,000 something. So, and it says I have about 21% done on this. I was going to write it down and then I forgot. So, but that's pretty good when I just barely started the whole piece. I mean, this was a brand new piece at the beginning of the year. So, of course, this is 25 count. Zweigart white Lugana. I'm grading it myself, and it's one floss thread over, it's 1/1 full cross. I think that's all I have to say with that one. Okay. I have some haul. Just a little bit. I have a little bit of Stitchy Kindness and a little bit of haul. When I was at one of my stitching groups last Saturday, which is a kind of a Salt Lake group that we've met together for quite a while. We were part of a sampler guild, and then we continue meeting after we dissolved the sampler guild. And when I was at Sandra's house, there's another stitcher there, and she was giving away some patterns. And I kept saying, can't I just pay you for this? Because this is not a cheap pattern by Teresa Baird. But she kept saying, no, just go ahead and take it. So this is a Maryland inspiration. If any of you follow my Floss Tubes from before, you know I've done the Delaware inspiration. I think that's what it's called. In fact, it is right here. I haven't found the perfect spot to put it up in yet, so I can just actually hold it up and show it to you. This is the Delaware one. Teresa does absolutely gorgeous patterns with a lot of specialty stitches, just a lot of beautiful samplers, and she does them with her 13. She's doing them on the 13 original colonies. So anyway, when she wanted to give this away, I said, oh my goodness, another big Teresa Baird project for Heartsease, but I couldn't pass it up. So free is free. So maybe I'll work on it someday. So that's my one piece of haul. Haulless this week mostly, not too much. And then I got some Stitchy Kindness from Pamela Smith. She asked if she knew I liked Paula Vaughn patterns, and so she said, oh, can I send you some Paula Vaughn patterns? And I said, do you mind if I use some for giveaways, or which ones I don't want to keep or I might already have? And she goes, nope, no problem, go ahead. So thanks, Pam. I really appreciate it. These are some of the ones, or these are the ones she sent me. This is like a Paula Vaughn in miniature, so little miniature patterns. She also sent me this Yesterday's Dream, which I have this in a book. Love it, and I want to do it someday because I have a spinning wheel that I spin, and so that with a quilt would just be perfect one for me. So that will be a giveaway too. Friendship Bouquet. I'm going to have to check my book and see. I like this one a lot. If it's not in one of my Paula Vaughn books, I may keep this. But if it is, then this will also be given away. Yesterday's Garden. This one's cute. Again, I'll be looking in my books. So, because since these are separate pamphlets, it's possible that they were reprinted in my book. Reflections of the Past. I do have this one already, so this one will be a giveaway. This one I'm keeping, A Mother's Love. There were some really cute patterns in this that I really liked, especially one reading to the daughter. Going to church too. Let me go into the front here and I can show you. Well, I like the sisters too. There's the sisters piece. It makes me think of my sister and I when we used to dress up. And this one, I love this one. I don't know, with her reading to her daughter. So I remember all the times I read to my girls and my son. And then the last one in it that I enjoyed was the church one, going to church. So anyway, some of these will be giveaways, so I just wanted to show them. Thanks so much, Pam. Really appreciate it. Okay, I'm moving on now to first I'll move on to my lace, what I accomplished in the lace, and then I'll move on to plans. And I have a little side thing that I'm going to show you with the lace. Try to do it maybe every week so you can get an idea of accessories and things for lace and all the different kinds there are. Today I'm able to hold it up without the bobbins on it because I had told you previously that this sled is being laced in like pieces, meaning that sections, meaning that when you do a section and you end it, then you have to sew it in. You have to tie the threads off, and then you have to leave it long so that when you are all done and you pull the piece off the pillow, that if there's any parts that didn't get sewed in, you can stitch them in. You don't want all of a sudden seeing that something wasn't sewed together. That's a scary, scary thing. It's never happened to me, but it has happened to some friends. So that's why there's all the extra threads. But I thought you might think it's kind of fun. I don't have bobbins hanging around because yesterday I finished up a section and I thought, I'm just going to leave it this way and not start up another section because then people can actually see it a little better. So what I did last week, if people have been following along, is I stopped about right there, and I stopped right there on one of these Christmas boxes. So I continued over here at this area right here. It's the last area that I can go down and do all this, what's called a filling, the filling of the sled itself. So I stitched all this filling here. I laced it all. And then I went back when I was all done. It follows a pattern, and you have to like number it yourself so you know what direction to go. And after you've gone around the whole thing, then you end up coming back the same place that you started. You sew it in, and then you've got the other pairs. You put them back together again because they're all there together. And then I continued the rest of this strip all the way up to the top there, and I finished that up this week. And then I also had stopped here on the box, so I kept stitching that over to there and down to here and finished. So that's quite a bit, this filling of this and that. Not too bad. My plans for this week, if I can accomplish them, there's a lot of different sections I can go on to and do next. It's really kind of my choice now. I think what I'm going to do is these are called Idria curls. Idria lace is a type of Slovakian lace. As I was telling you originally, there's lots of different types of lace in here, European lace. There's Bruges from Belgium, there's Idria from Slovakia, there's Russian from Russia, Russian tape. So there's a lot of different ones in here. Anyway, I'm going to start the Idria curl, which starts at the point there. I'm going to work it around and connect it in, and then I'm probably going to finish up these trails right here because they're kind of separate, and so I'm going to make those trails. And then if I'm still got time, I got a choice. I can either go up here to the box, this one Christmas box, and do this filling, or I can either go down and do this filling. And I'm leaning towards, after I start that and do this, I'm leaning towards going back and doing this filling here and finishing it. So we'll see. Could be one or the other. So when these pins are, the pins hold the weaving in place. Bobbin lace is weaving. Re-say that again. And so when you take out the pins and turn it the right side up, this is the wrong side of the pattern, then you will see the sled all done. So that's my accomplishment for this week and what I plan to do. I mean, accomplishment for last week and what I plan to do this week. And also, just to let you guys know, thought you might think it's fun, I had mentioned to you when I was holding this piece up last week, you saw the bobbins with the thread on them. If you want to look at last week's video, if you didn't see that, if you're new. I'm going to show you different bobbins maybe next week. There's a lot of different kinds of bobbins. But I will show you a couple today because, and then I'm going to also show you the bobbin holders, because when you saw them on my pillow, they were holding up the bobbins themselves, and then they were pinned in so my bobbins would not fall as I showed you the piece. And there are lots of bobbin holders, tons and tons of bobbin holders. The ones that I had on my piece last week were these ones. And you'll see as I show pictures, I mean, as I show you this, there's beautiful, beautiful woods. I mean, these bobbin woodworkers, bobbin lace woodworkers, just use absolutely beautiful wood. So that's one that I was using last week. It scoops the bobbins. So I just got a little bobbin here. It scoops them like that, holds them, and you stick a pin through into the pillow, and you've got your bobbins held. If you have lots of pairs, you usually have at least 4 pairs, but if you've got, this will hold up to about 10 pairs all the way across, and then you can stick the, hole, I mean, there's the hole you can stick the pin in the last. So that's one kind of bobbin holder. Another kind of bobbin holder, which also is kind of the same premise but made a little differently, is this one. A lot of us call these scoop ones. Again, that's beautiful wood. Again, it has the holes in it. What we do with this one is it scoops them also. Brings them up in, and you can hold several pair. There are actually there are many types of bobbins from many countries, but I'm trying to figure out how to say this. There are 2 styles, main styles of bobbins. Continentals and Midlands, and whatever these all these different bobbin holders, some of them only work for Continental, some only work for Midlands, and I'll show you why. This is the Continental bobbin. This is a Midland bobbin. As you can see, it has beads at the end, and the Midland bobbins, that's the way they're made. They're made very skinny. And then they have a hole in them, and people bead them, put beads around them. And the beads give it the weight to hold it, to give you tension. While the Continental bobbins have their own weight by being wider at the bottom. So, because of that, as you can tell, some of these bobbin holders aren't going to work as good with certain kinds of styles of bobbins. This one will work actually for both. The only problem is usually these are too narrow, and they might fall right through depending on the narrowness of the bobbin. So here's another scoop one with holes in it with beautiful grained wood. This one is real narrow, so this one can work pretty good with the Midlands. You stick it in and it holds it even without me putting the pin. So this one doesn't necessarily work as good on Continental. As you can see, I can't hardly push it through very far. Because it's very narrow, and it doesn't fit for all kinds of Continentals. So that's another scoop. Then we have the flat ones with the stretch bands on them. Here's a really wide one in beautiful wood. Beautiful grains. With this one, you stick your bobbins on like that. You have a whole bunch of pairs, and then you slip the stretch band around them, and it holds them. And these ones usually have holes in them too, as you can see, so you can pin them down. Every single one has holes in them, so you can pin them down to the pillow. So these ones work all right usually for both kinds of bobbins, Midlands and Continentals. I have several different styles of these. They have big wide ones for like wider, bigger bobbins. And then we also have thinner ones with all different kinds of pretty wood. And these again, you just wrap them around the tip and it holds your bobbins. And we even have little tiny ones. Here's an inlaid one that was given to me as a gift. So if you just got a couple pair off to the side that might be sewing something like 2 pairs, this will hold 2 pairs, as you can see. So, and it's got a couple holes. So that's another style of bobbin holder. And then a third one is one I made, and a lot of us made. It's a crocheted one. As you can see, if you look at it from the top, kind of from the side there, these are little raised bars. So you're making little raised bars, and you're usually doing one single crochet in the middle. And so what it does, this one of course will not work with midlands. You can't stick the beaded ones in this. But this one works real good for thinner type of bobbins. I didn't bring one in, but ones that might have a little bit of thinner base here, like through here, because then you stick them in. Some of these other ones will not, the real thin continentals might fall through those. So these ones are good because you can slip the thinner continentals in and then just pin it to your pillow. And you just pin it in the different areas because of course you can pin right through. So I have about like 12 to 15 of these that I stitched and use. So anyway, those are the all the different bobbin holders. Give you an idea of some of the different things that we use. So plans. I'm going to get through my plans and then be finished here. I keep thinking I'll have less plans every week, but unfortunately no. It's getting near the end of the year and I want to finish up my challenges, the ones that I am working on and keeping up on, so as well as want to do some Christmas stitching, so everything's still full. Of course, I'm working on my Sunday stocking with Amy. That's Christmas and I love it. I'm also going to be doing my next zombie run, which I believe is going to be this one. If you've kept up all year, you know that I added this one kind of in the middle of the year, Harriet Elizabeth Coe by Brenda Gervais. And I'm more than halfway done, and the last piece that I finished was like down here starting a little bit of that tree. So I'm guessing for my plans, I have to do 400 stitches at least on it. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just finish this tree, see what I've got, and finish that border down to there, probably. So to get my 400, and then I'll put it away because it's not that close to getting a finish, and I've got other things that I need to do, but I do want to get my 400 stitches on it. So I'll be able to complete this month's zombie run. And then, of course, my other one is the full coverage, the one I showed you, the lace maker. I'm going to keep up on that. I would love to do 1,000 stitches a week if I can, like I did this week. I will for sure get done with the 21,000 if I do that by the end of December. But even if I don't, if I can keep up to 800, that's what I'm going to shoot for, is about 800 stitches. And that's doable because all through the week. It's doable for me. Even if I only get 200 stitches a day, I know I'll get like maybe 300 stitches another day and then another 200 or 300 another day. So, you know, that's my plan for that challenge. And I'm going to keep up on the Christmas pieces. There may be only a little bit done on them depending on what the day is and what else I'm doing. So I've been doing a little bit of watching of some Floss Tubes. Just wanted to make mention. Not very many, mostly just my regular ones, and not even hardly that, because I've just been busy with, you know, grandkids, with other things, and sometimes when I sit down I end up just turning on my music and I listen to my music. So but I did get a chance to catch up on Stitchy Mommy this week. I did watch Christine of Stitch All the Things. Hi, Christine. I'm not sure. You probably haven't been keeping up on watching things either, but always love to watch you. I like to watch the Lancashire Stitcher, and so I caught up on her. So I'll have her down below. And then I was watching Shannon, Sota Stitcher. She's like my She's like one of my daughters. She's my daughter who decided to cross stitch because my other daughters didn't decide to cross stitch. So anyway, hi Shan, and so those are some of the ones I watched this week. Let's see. Oh, before I do the quote book, which I'm pulling out now, I watched an old movie the other day, and I'll check and see if it's on YouTube. It may just be on YouTube. It was on TV, on TCN channel, which I don't know if anybody gets. It's just like one of those freebie channels. But it was a Christmas movie that I hadn't seen since I was probably high schooler, and realized how much I loved it. And those of you who love It's a Wonderful Life, I think, would enjoy this movie. And it's called It Happened on Fifth Avenue. And it's just one of those quirky, funny, sweet, touching Christmas movies from the late 40s, early 50s. And as I watched it, I went, oh my, I got really emotional because it was just a movie I loved as a child. I absolutely loved this movie. And just some of the things said at the end are just so touched me again so much as they did when I was young. So if you haven't watched that movie, if you have, you'll know how I feel about it, because it is pretty special. If you have a chance, it's just an old black and white movie like It's a Wonderful Life, but I think it's forgotten a lot of times. It's just pretty special, like It's a Wonderful Life. So if you get a chance, watch It Happened on Fifth Avenue if you're doing any Christmas watching of movies. I would greatly recommend it. Okay. Let's see something here. I'm trying to find something from the November section. This is an interesting one. It shows the irises. I mean, not irises. Orchids. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So I think, that's an interesting quote. Because I think, sometimes if you aren't courageous in your life, then your life is going to shrink some, because you're just going to stay safe in your little cocoon, and you're not going to try to get the courage to go out of that. So that's a good quote. Life expands according to your spans or retracts according to the courage you have. Anyway, good to see you guys. I'll see you next week, hopefully. And next week, actually, on Thursday is Thanksgiving. I may end up doing that in the morning, depending on what's going on, but I might not. I might end up doing it on Wednesday. So you might see me on Wednesday, a day earlier. So everybody take care. Love to you all. I'm so glad to talk, see you every week. And have a great stitching week, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.